There are many ways to worship God inside and outside church. At Lake View Presbyterian Church in Chicago, youth and adults have discovered a particularly meaningful worship experience through service worship at community sites all over Chicago. Let's welcome 3 service worshipers who just volunteered at Lake View Pantry on Chicago's North Side. Jim Shunk is an elder at Lake View Presbyterian Church who coordinated service worship at the pantry and is a regular volunteer there. We also welcome Sophie Diekhans, a 7th grader at Haven Middle School in Evanston. And we welcome Grant Gugino, a 5th grader at Skinner North Classical School in Chicago. Thank you all for joining us this afternoon. It's great to have you. Jim, will you tell us, what is service worship?
Service worship is twice a year on a Sunday morning. Rather than have your normal worship service, we go out into the community and serve at various projects and agencies and spend 2 to 4 hours each. And there's about 12 different projects that we will have. And so we'll have teams of 10 to 20 people go out and work for food pantry or an elementary school or agencies like Night Ministry or Cornerstone, and we'll go out and we do all kinds of different projects, from cleaning to painting to sorting food. So it's an attempt to worship God through service.
Where do the service worshipers go, and how do you all connect with the Lakeview Church?
Well, we have had projects all over the city. We've been to Parker Academy down on the south side. We've been to a fellow Presbyterian church down on the south side. We have gone to Friends of the Chicago River and done a project for them. We've done a project on a Sunday morning of Friends of the Great Lakes and clean beaches. We do a couple of projects at the church itself, of putting together lunches for Inspiration Corporation and Night Ministry. We've gone to House of the Good Shepherd, Lakeview Pantry, Horace Greeley Elementary. So we try to have a wide variety of projects that will appeal to our young people and to our adults in our congregation, to encourage them to come and to go out and to serve and to learn about the agencies and to give. We'll call the agencies up or organizations up and go, this is what we do, this is who we are. You know, it's new and they're not used to it, and they're not always open on a Sunday morning, right? Their staff is enjoying the weekend off. So they have to make an effort and in order to make it successful as well. So it's not for everybody, but most organizations are looking for help and service from volunteers. So most of them are happy to have us come out and help.
Well, let's talk to our young people. Let's bring them into the conversation. Sophie and Grant, what was the your most favorite thing about service worship?
Just knowing I'm making a direct difference. So it's not thinking I love just worshiping, but at the same time knowing that I'm making a difference in the community directly, and knowing I'm helping people, thinking about every single person that I'm helping while I'm doing that.
That's phenomenal. Sophie?
Like, we're together as a community, and it's fun if you're kind of with other people instead of doing it by yourself. It's pretty fun.
Jim, can you tell us about the pantry and the people that you serve?
Lakeview Pantry is one of the largest and one of the oldest food pantries in the city of Chicago. It's been around since 1970. About 2 years ago, they built a new building right at the Sheridan L stop. And it's a wonderful facility. There's another facility over in Oakdale. About 8,200 people a year we serve, and 800 tons of food. So a lot of food comes in and out. And we have a lot of clients every day, unfortunately. But it's an an organization that not only serves the community by giving out food, they have counseling services that are available. They try to influence legislation and law to address the root causes of hunger in our city. So it's a great organization. It's well run. It's fun to work at as a volunteer because it's well coordinated. When you go and work there, even if you don't have immediate contact with the clients that come in, you know you're doing good work and you work hard.
What are some of the needs for the pantry? Like, what goes into putting together the things that are distributed at the pantry? There
are many different ways to help out. One way is to donate money. For every dollar that you donate to the pantry, they can purchase and provide 10 pounds of food. They get their food through organizations like Trader Joe's or Whole Foods, as well as what Grant mentioned, the food depository in Chicago, private donations. So you can bring food in. You can bring a bag of canned goods in, macaroni and cheese, rice, whatever you have that isn't expired or isn't old and is still good. You can bring that in and we glean it and make sure it's good, will be good for our clients. So those are the two biggest ways.
Grant, can you tell us, what have you learned, and are you more appreciative of the food that you have daily after this experience?
Yeah, definitely. Because I think about all the people that need that food and how much food is in that pantry and how much is distributed. It's just amazing what people go through, and it's really brought me to feel how lucky I am.
Wow. Sophie, what about you? Are you appreciative, and what have you learned after your experience?
I agree with Grant. I think that it's really nice to give back once in a while and to make others feel better.
I think that's fantastic. So when we're talking about the community of young people maybe that are part of this pantry, these Sophie and Grant become examples of what others can do, right? Can you speak more to that, Jim?
You know, I think when we first got into service worship, it was primarily for the adults. And we learned quickly that the young people and kids get as much out of it, if not more, than the adults, because they don't get the opportunity, as perhaps some of us adults do, to go out into the community and serve. Fortunately, they are learning in schools now, and schools will require community service from their pupils. But otherwise, they don't get to go out, and they don't get to go out oftentimes with their family. And through service worship, they have that opportunity to go out with their parents and be modeled by their parents' behavior and how to work and how to give back to the community. So that's a real advantage, I think, of doing this as a faith community, is that you provide them with fun because they like being with their peers, right? They have a good time and enjoy it and get out, if you will, and do something different. And so it's been a real benefit and a real key learning for us in our church to see how much this is of benefit to our children.
Thank you, Jim, Sophie, and Grant, for sharing with us your experiences with service worship. It's been a pleasure having you this afternoon. I'm LaShondra Stevens for Different Drummers and the Greater Chicago Broadcast Ministries. Keep the faith.